Welcome to the It Factor, where Jemmy and I exploring a new blog post by Mr. Len Kaplan, CEO of CDML and MSP in Queens, NY, offering network management, VoIP and UCAS, cybersecurity, compliance, IaaS, cloud, and Microsoft 365 and Azure. If you're a small business owner or manage IT for a growing organization, this episode is for you. Stay tuned. Today, we're going to be diving into some pretty murky waters.
Oh, yeah.
The world of digital privacy and security.
Right.
And we're really going to be focusing on how this impacts you as a small business owner.
Absolutely. And, it's an area where convenience and risk are kind of constantly, butting heads.
Yeah.
And it's more important than ever to kind of be aware of those hidden costs that come with convenience.
Yeah, absolutely. And the blog post that we're looking at today actually uses a recent lawsuit against Allstate Insurance as a jumping off point.
Interesting.
It sounds like they were caught red-handed,
Oh, wow.
collecting and selling the driving data of millions of Americans
Oh, geez.
without their knowledge or consent.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
How did they even do that?
How did they get this information?
Well, Allstate, through its subsidiary Arity, was using what's called telematics.
Okay.
And essentially, it's software that acts like a black box for
Right.
your car, but it lives on your phone.
Okay, so even if you never, directly gave Allstate your driving data,
Right.
they could still get it through, harmless apps.
Potentially, yeah. They were embedding this tracking software in popular apps like Life 360,
Oh, yeah.
which a lot of people use for family safety,
Family safety, yeah.
lit trip planning,
Okay, so it seems harmless.
Right, and so unknowingly, users were giving away really detailed information
Wow.
about their location, their speed, braking habits,
Oh, gosh.
even how hard they take corners, all sorts of things.
Like a spy riding shotgun with you,
Exactly.
recording every single thing you do
That's a great analogy.
while you're driving.
And you know that data is incredibly valuable to insurance companies.
Oh, right. Yeah, of course.
The lawsuit alleges that Allstate used this information to adjust insurance premiums, which could lead to higher rates for some drivers.
Right.
Based on data they never even agreed to share.
Right. Well, that's unsettling. But I think what's even more disturbing is the idea that this data could be used for other things.
Right.
Beyond just setting insurance rates.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. We're talking about trillions of miles worth of driving data.
Oh, wow.
Creating what Arity boasts as the world's largest driving behavior database.
Oh, jeez.
Right. I mean, that kind of detailed information about people's movements and habits, it's a goldmine
Yeah.
for all sorts of companies.
Yeah.
And potentially even malicious actors.
Right. And this actually brings us to a topic that's, I think, increasingly relevant for small businesses.
Okay.
Digital IDs.
Okay.
The blog post points out that more and more states are adopting things like mobile driver's licenses and digital state IDs.
Right.
And on the surface, this seems like a really great idea.
Yeah, it seems very convenient.
Convenient.
Right.
And proponents argue that they're more secure than traditional physical IDs.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think the reality is a little bit more complicated.
Yeah, it can be a little bit more nuanced than that.
So where's the catch?
Right.
What's the downside to just having everything on your phone?
Well, every time you use a digital ID, you're leaving this digital trail that can be tracked.
Oh.
So whether you're using it to verify your age at a bar, check in for a flight, or sign up for a service, that transaction is recorded
Yuck.
and linked to you.
So it's like those loyalty programs at grocery stores.
Yeah.
You get a discount, but
Right. They know everything you're buying.
they know everything you're buying. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's like when you combine that with all the other data points that, we're generating,
Right.
our app usage,
Yeah.
browsing history,
Mm.
location data, it creates this incredibly detailed profile
Yeah.
of who we are, where we go, what we do, and what we buy.
And it's not just valuable to marketers, right?
Right.
This information.
It's a potential goldmine for identity thieves,
Yeah.
scammers,
True.
even those who might want to discriminate against us
Yeah.
based on our data.
That's a scary thought.
Yeah.
And while the average person might just feel like there's nothing they can do
Right.
to stop all this data collection, the blog post actually highlights that there are things that small business owners in particular
Okay.
can do to protect themselves and their customers.
Well, that's good to hear because up to this point, I feel like this deep dive has been a little bit of a downer.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, what can we actually do?
What can we actually do?
So what are some concrete steps that small businesses can take?
Well, I think first and foremost, it's crucial to recognize that you are a target,
Okay.
right? Cyber criminals are constantly looking for vulnerabilities,
Yeah.
and small businesses are often seen as easier prey than larger corporations.
Right. They might not have the resources.
Right, so don't fall into that trap of thinking,
Like, exactly.
oh, I'm too small.
I'm just a small fish. No one's going to bother with me.
No one's going to bother with me.
Yeah.
You need to be proactive
Proactive, absolutely.
when it comes to cybersecurity.
Yeah, and that starts with having a comprehensive cybersecurity plan in place.
Okay, so let's unpack that a little bit.
Sure.
What exactly does a cybersecurity plan entail for a small business?
Well, it goes beyond just your basic antivirus software and a firewall, you know?
Okay.
It starts with understanding what your vulnerabilities are.
Okay.
What are the most critical pieces of data that your business relies on?
Okay.
Where are they stored? Who has access to them? All very important questions to ask.
So it's kind of like taking inventory
Exactly.
of your digital assets and figuring out
Right.
where the weak points are.
Precisely. And once you understand your vulnerabilities, that's when you can start implementing safeguards.
Right.
Things like data encryption,
Okay.
multi-factor authentication for all your accounts, and regular security audits.
Right. And then I imagine employee training is a big part of this as well.
Huge.
Because even with the best security system,
Well,
human error is often the weakest link.
Absolutely. Educating your team about cybersecurity best practices
Yeah.
is one of the most effective ways to prevent attacks. Teach them about phishing scams,
Okay.
strong password hygiene, and the importance of reporting any suspicious activity.
So it seems like there's a lot to consider.
It is.
So for a small business owner, wouldn't it just be easier and maybe more cost-effective
Right.
to outsource all this to a company that specializes in cybersecurity?
You're absolutely right. For many small businesses, trying to handle all of this in-house
Yeah.
can be overwhelming
Yeah.
and expensive. So that's where partnering with a managed service provider, MSP, can be a game changer.
Okay. And an MSP can basically act as your outsourced IT department,
Exactly.
take care of all those complex security measures.
Exactly. They can help you assess your vulnerabilities,
Okay.
implement the right security solutions,
Mm.
provide ongoing monitoring and maintenance,
Oh, yeah.
and even handle employee training.
So it's kind of like having a dedicated team of cybersecurity experts on call 24/7, but without the overhead of having to hire them full-time.
Exactly.
That makes a lot of sense, especially for small businesses that might not have
Right.
the resources to build their own IT security team.
Yeah, absolutely. And remember, this isn't just about protecting your own data.
Right.
It's also about protecting your customers' information.
Yeah.
In today's digital landscape, data breaches are becoming increasingly common.
Yeah, that's true.
And if your business is responsible for a breach, the consequences can be devastating.
Yeah, you're talking lawsuits,
Loss.
damage to your reputation, loss of customer trust.
Exactly. It can put your entire business at risk.
Wow.
So taking proactive steps to protect your data is not just a good idea.
Right.
It's essential for the long-term health and success of your business.
This has definitely given me a lot to think about.
Good.
I think as a small business owner, I'm always looking for ways to streamline,
Of course.
cut costs, but it's clear that skimping on cybersecurity is not the place to do it.
You're absolutely right. In the digital age, your data is one of your most valuable assets.
Yeah.
It needs to be protected just like your physical inventory,
Right.
your storefront, you know?
Yeah. Okay. So for the small business owners listening to this deep dive,
Right.
what are some key takeaways? What should they be doing right now to protect themselves?
I'd say the first step is to take stock of your current cybersecurity practices.
Okay.
Do you have a written security plan?
Okay.
Are you using strong passwords and multi-factor authentication?
Okay.
Are your employees trained on cybersecurity best practices?
And if the answer to any of those questions is no,
Yeah,
it's time to reach out to an expert.
exactly. Don't wait until you're the victim of a data breach
Right.
to start taking cybersecurity seriously.
Okay.
Partnering with a trusted MSP can provide you with the expertise and the resources you need to protect your business and your customers' data.
This has been a really insightful conversation.
Yeah.
I think we covered a lot of ground.
Yeah, we did.
From the hidden costs of convenience
Right.
to the specific steps that small businesses can take to protect themselves.
Absolutely. And it is a complex landscape, but the good news is there are solutions available.
Yeah.
With the right approach, small businesses can navigate this digital world safely and securely.
And on that note, we're going to wrap up this deep dive
Okay.
into the world of digital privacy. But before we go, I want to leave you with one final thought. In a world where data is like the new currency,
Oh, yeah.
we as small business owners,
Right.
we need to be savvy investors.
Absolutely.
We need to understand the value of the data that we hold,
Right.
both our own and our customers, and take steps to protect it.
Yeah, that's a great analogy. And Just like any valuable asset, data needs to be managed responsibly.
Yeah.
It's about making informed choices about what data you collect,
Right.
how you use it, and how you safeguard it.
This blog post from Len Kaplan really drove home the point that digital privacy is not just a personal concern.
Right.
It's a business imperative.
Yeah.
It's about building that trust with your customers,
Absolutely.
protecting your reputation, ensuring the long-term success of your business.
It really is. In this digital age, cybersecurity and data privacy are no longer optional.
Right.
They're essential components of running a successful and sustainable business.
And it can feel really overwhelming at times.
Yeah.
But the good news is there are resources available
Oh, yeah.
to help small business owners navigate this really complex landscape.
Absolutely.
There are companies like CDML that specialize in providing those tailored cybersecurity solutions for small businesses.
Right. They can help you assess your risks, implement the right security measures, and provide that ongoing support to keep your data safe.
So if you're feeling a little bit lost in the digital weeds, don't hesitate to reach out to an expert.
Yeah, definitely.
There are people out there that can guide you and ensure that your business is well protected.
It's an investment worth making, after all, in the digital age. Peace of mind is priceless.
For sure. Well, thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of digital privacy and security.
It's been a pleasure.
We hope you gained some valuable insights
I hope so.
and are feeling empowered to take control of your data.
Absolutely.
Until next time, stay safe and stay informed.
Be safe.